Hi, this is Shanna with Florabella Collection, and in this video, I'll be showing you how I used the new Trinity Actions collection to edit this image in a few different ways, actually. This is the before and one version, another version, and also a quick black and white version. So we'll get started with the before image here. And the first edit, I'm going to just show a basic color edit. I'm going to use the Essential Color Action. This is an all-in-one color action with a black and white option. And it loads lots of different layers and choices. And as you can see, it just gives it a great punch. You can open up the action and reduce the contrast a little bit to make it a little bit less contrasty, or you can brighten it. You can also brush on some color if you feel like it needs a little bit more color. In this case, I think the action did a pretty great job, but you can add a little more color here. You can also neutralize the color, and you can also make use of the blush brush that is included in this action and brush on a little bit of blush tone to the lips and the cheeks. You can also use the blush brush in other areas as well. Say if you want to add a little bit more color, change the tone a little bit. I don't know if you can see what that's doing. Wherever you might want to add a little bit of blush tone. So, and then all you have to do is click at the top for the black and white version. It's black and white color before and after. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that action by clicking Alt and the little eyeball on the background and just right-clicking and flatten. And that's option if you're on a Mac. For the next edit, I'm going to choose an action called Italia. This is a really special action. It is, it's hazy. It's a little bit pastel, but I love what it does to images like this. So you could also click on a very soft black and white at the top. In this action, I think I'm going to increase the contrast a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the Rose Blush Brush, and I'm going to go ahead and click that so that I can brush on some rosiness to her cheeks. Maybe a little bit on her lips. If I want to see where I've brushed, I can click my backslash key, and I can tell that I kind of went off of her face because I was going fast. I'm not going to keep it that strong. I'm going to reduce the opacity, just make it really subtle. I can also use this blush brush, maybe a little bit on her hat to make her hat just a little pop out a little bit more. Maybe here, up here, just to add a little more color. I think I've also tried to run the gloss finish. The gloss finish gives a certain luminosity and just a little extra punch at the end like that. But if I want to add some light, I can go to the movable sunlight section, and I think I will choose maybe tawny sunlight. Let's try that one. And what you do is you want to make sure you're on the move tool, and you just go to that layer and you can move it around anywhere you want it. I'm going to try it right up here so it makes it look like the light is coming from above. That's before and after. I can increase my opacity a little bit. If I don't want the light on her face, which right here I think it looks pretty, I can just use my layer mask with a black brush and take it off. Increase my blush brush just a little bit. Let's try persimmon light. Okay, so persimmon light is going to give it a completely different vibe, a little bit more persimmon colored, actually. And in this case, I probably would brush off, reduce my opacity to about 40. I probably would brush off a little bit off her face, just because I don't want it to change the color of her face too much. If you want to take it all the way off, you can do that too. But I do kind of like what it did to the rest of the image. So here in this case is before and after. All right, let's go back down, click Option or Alt, and flatten. You could also, let me just show you, just grab the layers and drag them to the trash can. Okay, now we're going to try a different edit, and let's go up to Indian Summer. I love this action. When you first run it, it's going to scare you. There are some options within Indian Summer, and there's a matte option, there's a haze option, there's also this blue option, and the blue kind of cuts down the yellow. I'm also going to turn on the haze. Do you see what a difference that is? Just turning on the haze and the blue layer. Also going to lighten it up a bit. Maybe take that up to, let's see, 8%, 9% or so. I think it's a little too hazy, so I'm going to reduce that a little bit. Okay, I can experiment around with the other layers, maybe boost it just a tiny bit. And in this case, I think I'm going to brush on a little bit of color. So we'll come down here to our tools, and let's try Drama Boost just for fun. The Drama Boost I use a lot, and what that does is it kind of just adds a little bit of a dramatic vignette, and I actually really like that. So we'll keep that like it is. You could also add some contrast, clean contrast, or dehaze it a little bit. Again, I'm going to run my blush brush and just quickly add some blush here to the cheeks. I think her lips are fine. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Okay, and maybe reduce the drama just a little bit, and maybe some light again. So let's go down and try a different light this time. Actually, let's try one of these bonus fog and light actions. Let's try the toffee. Might look pretty here. So toffee gives it a completely different look. Okay, and again, if you don't want that milky brown effect, you can mask it right off of certain areas just to make those areas pop a little bit more. And that looks really pretty. If I want to add a little more light, let's see, go up to the light section, and let's try sheer sunlight. Okay. And then we can just add a little bit of that soft sheer sunlight up here. There's the difference. So here we have before and after. Now, many of these actions do come with a black and white option. Here's the black and white option, but we added some things on top. We do not want blush on top of that. So we can just go ahead and drag that black and white option to the top. And there it is. I feel like that's a little light for my taste. So I'm going to go down to the black and white actions. There are some all-in-one black and white actions here. There's also this great action called Instant Custom Black and White. And I use this on top of color edits. Okay. You can open this up and you can increase the vintage tone if you want, make it more warm. I wouldn't say sepia, but a little vintage. You can make it deeper, lighter, more contrasty. You can increase the vignette. You can make it matte. You can make it more hazy. In this case, I'm going to make it deeper. I really want this to be sort of a deep, dramatic black and white. So I'll increase the vignette a little bit. That would be with matte. That would be with haze. And that looks pretty too. If you feel like the depth is clipping your blacks, you can go ahead and use your mask to bring back some of the details. And you would want to do that maybe on the vignette too. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so again, that's the color. And I really love this image in color. And that's the before and the after. The Trinity actions, along with the add-on brush set that we didn't really go into in this video, but will in others, are available at florabellacollection.com. Thanks for watching.